Today I was talking with my wife about my teacher and how I met with him. Since I was showing her the videos of my violin teacher who is so good at playing the melodies of Indian songs as well as the Western classical. So she was naturally quite interested in my teacher of music, the violin, since he's so humble, such a good hearted, and plays so well, and there's no point of attitude whatsoever. So naturally, she got quite interesting in him and asked me about this story, how it all began. So when this story begins, when I was in the last year and almost the last segment of my college, only 1 week was left, and somehow I developed the interest into the violin. There was a of friends of mine who was having the violin and he wanted to sell it out. So I had a deal with him and bought it, and then I just played out of instant how it sounds like. I was so excited that it seemed like such a gem to me that I just kept looking at the violin. So while I uh, went to Calcutta, it was a privilege for me because Calcutta is a place where the art and the artist are really valued. You'll get so many opportunities to learn and appreciations from the people around, since people even today are so much not materialistic. Instead, they still value those artistic skills. So somehow I got the contact number of the prospective violin teacher. I met with him. He was quite old, and the pact was agreed that he'll visit my home and once a week he'll teach me the violin. On the day he was coming, it was raining, and as soon as he entered, it was blackout. The light was gone, and see, since I was living alone with a roommate, we were both bachelors and didn't have any backup plan for lightning, not even the emergency lights or the candle or the matchsticks. So it was all dark, and my roommate was not there. So me along with my teacher, and he was playing the violin, and it was like in the dark, some secret music is being played, and we were only able to see each other while there was thunder lightning. So you can imagine what kind of dark scene it was. It continued for around a month, and there was a communication gap between the teacher and me, since he used to speak Bangla, which I was not quite versed with, and I used to speak Hindi, which he was not versed with. He was not well knowing. So there used to be a communication gap, and it was all a matter of understanding of what messages he was trying to convey me, and somehow I was progressing scratchingly. In between those moments, in those days, there was an interactive event conducted by London School of Economics in the ITC Sona Bangla. So me along with my roommate visited that place, and there one thing caught our attention. It was the symphony of Mozart being played. So in an elite place like this, there's always a symphony which is played, and it is the most classical type of music that is cherished by the highest classes of people. There you won't find electronic EDM music. So I thought they were playing some tracks, and while we were passing through, I suddenly saw a quartet. Two were the violin people, one was playing the viola, and the other cello. So it was such a surprise for us to see those people playing live, and they were playing it so well that it felt as if some classical symphony in Austria and Germany was playing that. And I was impressed and spellbound by listening to that piece of performance. I sat next to them and waited for them to complete. When they were done, I approached them and said, "Sir, you played really well. I have never witnessed such a live performance, and I'm honored to be present in front of your performance." He said, "Hey, thanks for that. So what do you do?" I said, "Even I play violin. I started learning violin." So he asked me about from where I'm learning this instrument. I told him about my music teacher. He said, oh, yeah. He used to play in AIR. Now he's old. Okay. Where do you live? So The violin person lived quite far off from me. It was not possible for him to come to my place. He said, instead, I know a person who lives near airport area and probably might be of use to you. And he gave me his number saying he's new, maybe someday you'd like to have him. And some days after that, my previous old teacher, stopped picking up my phone. I was concerned about his health, and I didn't knew his whereabouts. I never got to know what happened to him. I wish for his best health. Anyways, and this was the beginning of the new teacher that taught me violin for around 4 years, and the art of playing violin in the style of Western classical. So the day one when he was coming, we kept searching for each other. Where am I? What shirt I'm wearing? And where am I? And in front of me, I saw a short-heighted person coming in front of me, and he was smiling, and he was so much excited, cheerful, so much humble. He never showed any signs of frustration that how badly I am playing. And from the day when he was such a good observer, how I'm holding the bow, whether I'm playing it loud and bright, and whether my movement is ortho to the position of the violin, a lot many things from that. And he had all the knowledge about the musical notation and classical music base sheet. And thereon this journey had begun. After that, there was a gap since I left Calcutta and came here. But this week, as I visited Kolkata, I decided to visit his place, and no matter what, if there's a gap in my learning, I would like to see him. And he was so excited, the feeling was mutual. I helped him connect with all of my family members, and he was delighted to see them, and played a song, an old Hindi song, in front of my family members, and it was such fun. And it cannot be explained in words, the true feeling, the true respect you feel towards your master. And he once told me, even his master still is living, he's old, but yeah, the legacy continues. And he has started teaching the art of violin to his kid, who is hardly 4 or 5 years old. I could see the small violin, and I have all the respects and wishes for him. All the best, teacher. You make this world a better place. A lot of things we learn from you. Without you, it wouldn't have been so as it is today. Thanks for being there. Bye. Take care.